Oh, a little slow on the draw. How's everybody doing? Can you hear me? Hello, welcome to my live stream. It is Tuesday, regular time, 2 o'clock my time, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Thanks for stopping by. I had the cat cam on over here. Yeah, she's starting to stir now that I'm talking. But I'm using my iPhone for that one. Not sure you can, no, you can't really see that. But yeah, my name is Rob. Thanks for stopping in. Yes, you can hear me. Mama Italiano, thank you very much. How's everybody's week been? Where are y'all watching from? If you have any questions at all, just feel free to post them in the chat and I'll get to as many as I can in the time that I'm here. I always say, or I like to think, I'll be here for sure for an hour, but it usually ends up being 90 minutes or even 2 hours or longer. I'm trying to keep these to 90 minutes or less, but we'll see how it goes. It just it depends on, I guess, what we're talking about, what I'm doing, and if you guys have any questions. So, yeah, so what are we going to talk about today? Did you guys see the live stream I did yesterday, or do you even know about it? There was, so Maggie McCormack, or McCormack, not sure exactly how you pronounce that, but not sure if you saw that yesterday, awesome. I interviewed Maggie. She is a relatively new YouTuber that started her channel late August and has been chugging along pretty good. And I think she made it to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But then she was at 3,000 subscribers like 10 days ago, and now she's over 80,000 subscribers. Just unbelievable. One video went completely insane, viral. Last I saw, it was, where was it? It's at 2.6 million views right now. And she posted it on January 30th. So that's just insane. Anyways, I interviewed her. We had a chat yesterday. It was at a different time. So if you missed it, I apologize. I tried to let people know through my community posts. And I set up the live stream well in advance. But it had to be at a later time because she's in Australia. And I think she would, well, like half a day ahead of where I am. So it was 5 o'clock my time, I think, 5 p.m. last night, which was 7 a.m. Tuesday for her. So that's why I had to do that at a special time. But if you didn't catch that, you can go into my channel, to the live tab, and it's there. So you can watch it there. It's about an hour long. And yeah, it's awesome. So check that out. That's super exciting. That's something that a lot of us are looking for. If you're starting a YouTube channel, chances are you've heard about viral videos and you would love to have one. So yeah, you can kind of get inside Maggie's head and see what it was like to experience that. And she's still experiencing it. It's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, so where are we? What I thought I'd do today is take your questions. I'm also working on a video that I'm hoping to have ready for tomorrow. I know I did not release one yesterday because I had that interview, and quite frankly, the video that I'm working on that I'm hopeful is going to be ready for tomorrow is a lot more involved than my videos usually are. Usually I will grab my phone, a mic, go outside for a walk, talk for half an hour, and then or maybe I'm outside for an hour and I'll get a 20-minute video out of that, and I can edit that in like an hour or two and have a video ready pretty quickly. But this one, there's different scenes, there's different, just a whole lot going on. And I'll give you a little sneak peek into what my editing software looks like with where I'm at with that. And if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to ask once we get there. So why don't I go through the chat and just see who is here and if you have any questions. So yeah, I think I already mentioned this, but if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat and I'll answer as many as I can, as best as I can. I don't necessarily have all of the answers all the time, but I'll tell you what I know. What else? Let's just get right into the chat. See who's here. Vicky KC from New Jersey. How you doing, Vicky? Thanks for stopping in. We've got Kate in Northern Ireland. Awesome. Hello, Kate. Then, okay, that's me. I'm here. Hello, Rob. Dania, I'm sorry. Sin City, Las Vegas. Welcome. Chris loves stamps. Nice to catch you live. I am watching from the Netherlands. Hope you're okay, and hi to everyone else, of course. I am just fine. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for stopping in. Wander Shiny. Watching from Canada, by the way. Awesome. I'm talking from Canada. Awesome. Big country, though. You could be anywhere. Thanks for stopping in. Here's a question from Dania. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but I hope I got one of those hopefully is the right one. And your question is, I'm curious how you generally plan your posting schedule. Do you keep it the same days? Also, what are your thoughts on premieres? I'm scared I'll be the only one there. Haha. I'll answer your second question first. I've never done a premiere. Not to say that I won't, but I don't know. I feel so. For those who don't know, a premiere is kind of like a live stream, but you've pre-recorded it. Okay, so let's say this video I'm working on now, I get it all finished, it's finished, I upload it. I have the option to set it as a premiere, and what that means is there will be a little countdown, and then when the premiere time comes up, the video will play live. So if anybody joins in on that video, they won't necessarily see it right from the beginning. They're going to join it live, and they can watch it at the same time as everybody else. So a regular video, when it goes public, when you publish a regular video, people can go in and click on it to watch it at any time from that point on. So some people might be, just starting the video. Other people might be a minute in. Somebody might be 2 minutes in, and so on. But with a premiere, everybody's watching it for the first time together, and including myself. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll set up a premiere, usually if the video is extra special, something that people are looking forward to, and perhaps you've even, maybe you've even advertised it in advance, and then you can watch it, you as the creator can watch it with your audience, and there's the live chat will be available, and people will be able to comment to you, and you'll be able to answer questions or comment back in real time. So just like you would, just like I can now in a live stream. All right, and then once that's finished, then it reverts to being just a regular video that anybody can watch at any time. So that's what a premiere is. But to answer your question, Dania, I've never done it. I feel like, I don't know, my personal belief is that I would like people to be able to click on my video and watch it from the beginning. And if I schedule a premiere that's a 10-minute long video and somebody gets a notification but they don't click on it for 5 minutes, they won't be able to see it from the beginning. They'll join it at that point. So there's certain situations, I suppose, you could do that. And that's not to say that it's not a great way to launch something, right? Let's say you have a new product or something you want to launch. A premiere might be a great way to do that, or a new type of video. You're scared to be the only one there. Yeah, that's a valid concern. I guess it depends on how large your channel is, how many viewers you would expect. For smaller channels, I don't myself recommend doing premieres. Just for that very reason, right? When I say smaller channels, I don't even really know what I would constitute as small. I know when I release a new video now, usually in the first day, I'll get upwards of 1,000 views. That's a good number that, maybe a premiere would be worth it. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it would have to be, I'd have to be doing something special in order to want to use that feature, is my thoughts. But anybody else, let me know, anybody listening, if you've ever tried that and what your experience is. I'd be interested to know, actually. As far as how I plan my posting schedule, I've been all over the place with that. And in fact, the video I'm working on now is going to go over my last year, like the year of 2024. How often I posted, how many views I got, watch time, how much money I earned in a month, and all that. I basically put it together to document the whole year, my first year being monetized. but I've done different things. Like when I restarted my channel, basically last February, March, I had a plan, and I'm going to post 3 days a week, and it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I wanted to do those 3 days every week, same time too, 9 a.m. Now I say that, but sometimes it was 8 a.m., sometimes it was 10, but I tried to be in the morning, my time, and I'm Atlantic time. So for instance, Toronto or New York right now, it's just after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just after 2 o'clock for me. So yeah, I did that, and I scheduled my live streams to be the same time every Tuesday, and they still are the same time every Tuesday. But as you'll see, if you watch tomorrow's video, if it's ready tomorrow, there were times within the last year that I changed that up. If one video went super crazy and was getting lots of views, I would delay the next video release until that video kind of finished its run, its initial run, right? But then again, there was another period of time in, I believe it was September, maybe August, September, where I made, I think it was 12 days in a row, I posted a video. September, I think I did 15 videos in September, so I averaged one every second day. That was just kind of an experiment to see what would happen. You know, I'm now back to 3 videos a week, but again, this week already, that's kind of fallen apart because Monday I did not have a video, and I normally want to put a video out Monday. Okay, so yeah, it changes with time. I like to tell people, don't get locked into having to do something. You don't want it to become a chore, but you do also want to be fairly consistent, right? Like if you go silent for like a month and people are used to seeing videos every week or twice a week, then people might start to wonder, oh, where'd you go? And then they'll start forgetting about you, right? And then, you might take some work to get your views back up. So it's definitely something to think about. But bottom line is it's good to stay consistent over time, with the caveat that I do think it's a good idea to try new things every once in a while just to see how they work. Okay, so I hope I kind of answered that question with both sides, but I hope that helped. And we have a super chat from Todd. Thank you very much, Todd. And your question, Todd Moore, is thank you for help naming my new plus 40-year YouTube channel. I think I answered one of your questions in a comment on one of my other videos, so that must be what that's for. No problem, Todd. That's right. I missed your super chat yesterday when I was talking with Maggie, and I apologize for that, but awesome. I'm glad you got the answer. Cool. Well, thank you very much for that super chat also. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, back to the chat. Who do we have? We got Bluefin Adventures from Newfoundland. Just changed my channel name yesterday from Mustang774. Awesome. Bluefin Adventures. Welcome. Dan Frankel. Hi, Rob. 78 degrees for sunny Scottsdale, Arizona today. Wow. So that'd be Fahrenheit. 78. Trying to do some quick math in my head. I always think 72 or 70 is like room temperature, which is, I think, 20 degrees Celsius. So you're in the mid-20s Celsius. That's warm. That's warm for here. Well, that's a nice summer day here. Sounds good. Next time you are down here, would love to take you to one of our family's sports bars. That sounds like a good idea. Might have to take you up on that. Although I don't know when I'm going to get to Arizona next. I am going to LA in, when is that? June to, what's it called? One of the video conferences, VidCon. My son and I are going to go down to VidCon in Anaheim in California in June, so that'll be exciting. Not exactly Arizona, but a lot closer to Arizona than where I am right now. Vicky, how you doing? Good to see you. We got Mama Italiano. We got Sandy McKenzie. Hello, Sandy. Good to see you again. Cheryl is watching from sunny South Florida. Awesome. And Ontario is where Sandy is. That is awesome. Hello from Munich. Atelier Karen. How you doing, Karen, is it? Karen Atelier. Thank you for stopping in. Anthony from Huntersville, North Carolina. Hello, Anthony. I'm working from home in southern Utah. Mama Italiano. Awesome. Southern Utah. Beautiful. Moab. I was on, the family went on a 1-month driving trip 12 years ago, I think. And we left San Francisco, went up and across to Salt Lake and down through to Arizona and discovered this town, Moab. I had never heard of it. And my Lord, it was beautiful. Got on a raft and went down the Colorado River. That was cool. Beautiful country. And I guess you guys get snow too, don't you? Maybe not in southern Utah. Anaholics has a question. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you. There are YouTubers who make a video in one take, and there are YouTubers who make a new take for every sentence. What are the advantages of both methods? Great question. There are advantages to both, and I do some of both. So a lot of the videos that I've been doing lately, either outside, actually I haven't made a video in my chair here in quite a while, but when I do, it's more or less one take. And the viral video that I had last July was all one take. I left all my mistakes in just to see if I could do it, and I did, and people loved it, and it got hundreds of thousands of views. But more often than not, what I'll do is I'll do one take, but there's probably several places, maybe only a handful or so, where I have to cut out some space where I had to gather my thoughts and think about what I was going to say next. But getting pretty good at hiding those. I mean, you can see them if you're looking for them, but in a lot of cases I try to hide them. Like, you want to always, when you're talking to the camera, you want to make sure you finish your sentence while looking at the camera, and let's say you have some notes you're looking at, and you memorize a sentence and you deliver the sentence. Well, if you say, so I wrote down here, yesterday, Maggie McCormack. So if I wanted to say that, yesterday, Maggie McCormack, and then I would stare for a split second longer into the camera to make it easier to edit whatever, like the space after that, you can edit that out. But if I were to do it this way, yesterday with Maggie McCormack, see what I did there? So part of what I said, my eyes were down to the notepad. That's going to make that very hard to cut out. So you want to make sure you finish your sentence, maybe even smile to the camera before you look down and see what you want to say next. Look back up, make sure you're looking straight ahead, and then say it. You know what I mean? That makes editing a lot easier. Having said that, back to your question. I know I haven't answered your question yet. So most of the videos I've been doing are pretty much that. Not a lot of cuts. The one I'm working on today, why don't I just show you this right now? Because you'll be maybe astonished at how many cuts I do have here. That's also zoomed in. Let me zoom out. There, that's my Camtasia file. And if I come in here, and if I zoom in, you can see all the cuts. Like, now is this going to work? There. So that's I cut there, I cut there. So if I just want to play a little bit of this at the end of December, but that's because I wasn't making any new videos. The 60 new subscribers brought my total up to 2,740 subscribers. Now I also earned some revenue in January. Okay, so that'll give you an idea of how, so if I zoom back out again, I don't know if you can even see this, but there's probably a couple hundred cuts in here. And the reason I'm doing it this way for this video is because if I didn't, the video would be over an hour long. And also, there's too many numbers for me to remember. So I'm constantly looking at my notes, looking up and down, and it's taking a long time to edit. And not only that, but like this section here that you see all through here, that is everything that I did while sitting at my desk, showing my computer screen. And I've already, I put myself in the mask, in the rectangle. Added the drop shadow to that. You can see that here, drop shadow and a little border. And I did that to that track before I started cutting anything up, okay? And same thing with this frame here, like that, the screen share, as you can see, the screen share is actually bigger than than the canvas, and that's because my screen capture also captured, the title bar of my MacBook and the title bar of Camtasia and all that stuff, which I didn't need. So I wanted to crop that out. So I made that adjustment before I started doing all the cuts. All right. So this one is a lot more involved. And if I go back over here, there's a whole bunch of sections where I'm delivering more of the script, if you will. This video, I'm going to be jumping back and forth. I'm going to be at my computer. I'm going to be at the chair, kind of introducing, okay, in January, this is what I did. Boom, now I'm at the computer. And then every once in a while, I've got several points, I think 10 different points that I wanted to explain something, like a definition or how to get monetized or what is RPM or whatever. These little things I'm going to cut to me in a different location, and that's outside sitting on this red chair. All right, so I made a list of all 10 things that I wanted to talk about, and I put it, I don't know if the light's too bright, but anyway, I put it on this piece of paper, went outside in the cold, and filmed all 10 of them. So now that's what I'm doing here, is I'm cutting them all up. Okay, so for example, I'll show you one of these. If I just go here and I'll press play. In order to be monetized and earn money from YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and also 4,000 hours of watch time within the last 365 days. It's important to know that 360... Okay, so you saw that little cut there, and then the second one. Shorts are vertical videos shot in portrait mode that are less than 3 minutes long. You can make money by making shorts, but it's a completely different calculation. I'm not going to get too deep into... Okay, so you get the idea. So these 10 little snippets, and I've used markers here, like number 2, number 3, number 4, so on. I'm going to insert them at different points in the main video, which I'm building over here. Okay, and then when it's all done, I'll move it all over to the... Anyways, I was going to show you this a little later on in this live stream, but heck, I can show it to you now. That's what I was working on right before I went live. So having said all that, let me try to answer your question. The advantages, if your video is going to be long otherwise, and you feel like people are going to have a hard time, if you feel like you're going to have a hard time retaining people and people watching the whole video, then perhaps you want to tighten up your delivery, okay? If it's kind of mundane stuff, like a lot of this, I'm just giving numbers, showing graphs, and just dishing out facts, right? It's not me sharing my thoughts when I'm out for a walk. In that kind of setting, it's more conversational. I'm talking as if you're walking beside me, and I'm talking the way I would if you were walking beside me, okay? So for something like that, I think it would look less natural if I cut it all up and made it as tight and as short as I could. But something like this, what I'm working on now, I think it makes more sense to do it that way, because I don't want this to be a 50-minute video. I'm trying really hard to keep it between, like, I say this, I don't know if I'm going to end up being able to do it. I want it to be less than 30 minutes, ideally less than 25. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. We'll see. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. That's my thought process when going through this. I think people like authentic. People today like people being authentic. They're easier to connect with. If I'm just being myself, talking off the cuff, sharing my thoughts, even if I mess up every once in a while, I can leave that in. I can chuckle a little bit, laugh about it, and maybe you chuckle on the other end when you're watching. I don't know. It just, to me, it feels more personal that way, and I'm hoping it feels that way to you too when I'm making a video like that. But again, this one is not a video like that. I'm delivering facts, something that I think people are going to want to know, and I want to deliver it in the best way possible. So to try to break up the mundaneness, I guess, of me just sharing my screen, that's what I thought, if I'm talking about a month, let's not just look at a screen for the whole month. Let's open it up with me sitting on the chair. Then we'll jump to me showing my screen. And then every once in a while, we'll jump to me outside explaining something. And then we're coming back in here and then back in the chair. So just bouncing around a lot like that. And to try to keep my head straight, like I've got so many notes on all this. Like this here is how I'm doing this. I don't know if you can see that, but like at the top there, intro, right? Intro, story of the first year, January. The C before BEG, so beginning, I'm going to be on the chair, that's C. And then what I'm going to talk about. And then O is for outside, and I circle that. Mid, that's in the middle of that section. And then at the end, what I'm going to talk about. And I went all the way through it. Anyway, don't know if you want to see that, but that's kind of what's involved. And then my sheet to go outside. And then there's 5 lessons I want to talk about at the end of the video. All kinds of stuff. So yeah, this one is a little more involved. And I've been talking about this way more than I thought I would. So thank you for the question. I hope you guys got some value out of that by me showing you all of that stuff. Yeah, so there we go. Let me know what you think. And let me know what kind of video you prefer. Do you like the ones where I'm outside walking around or in the chair or delivering facts? Okay. Let me know what you like, what you prefer. Daphne, hello Daphne, how you doing? Watching from New Jersey in the States. Awesome. Cold in Calgary, Martin. I bet it is. It's cold here too. I think it's minus 17 today, Celsius. What is that? I don't know. That's cold. Yes, Maggie is blowing up. She absolutely is. You should go check out that, oh, if you've seen her video, awesome. It's an awesome video, the one that's gone viral. It's just unbelievable. Like to me, so I had a viral video last July, and for me, viral meant instead of getting my regular, I don't know, I think before that video I was getting maybe 500 views in a couple of days. That was a good video. But then one that I posted early July, it got 500 views the first day, but then it got 5,000 the second day. It's like, whoa, okay. And then the third day, it was, I think, close to 40,000 views. So after 3 days, it had more views than any other video I'd ever made, and I'd been working on the channel for 3.5 years. To me, that was viral. And that video now has, I think, 465,000 views 7 months later. But Maggie's has 2.6 million, and she posted it 10 days ago, 11 days ago. Just unbelievable. It's like, and this can happen to any one of us. Any, you know, I've been looking at the video, and I like to look at these things and try to figure out why. Like, what's going on here? What is this? She's very personable. She's inspiring. Tells a good story. And there's a lot of good nuggets of information in her video. And it's just one of those videos you just don't want to stop watching. And that's kind of the magic formula. She added B-roll. She added text every once in a while. It wasn't super heavily edited, but edited more than, say, my typical walk and talk video is. But yeah, no, check it out. It's a great video. And check out the interview. Leslie from North Carolina. Hello, Leslie. Her hook is amazing. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it hooked us in. Sophia. Hello, Sophia. How you doing? Yes, I saw it yesterday. It was around 10 p.m. here. Always great to learn about what can happen with a video. Absolutely. Here's a question. Rob, what are your thoughts on changing a channel name after years on YouTube with the same name that didn't reflect my content very well? I think that's fine. People change their names on their channels. People change their channel names. It's not unheard of. Even established channels may change their name. You know, some channels, I've seen some channels, they'll start out with a more generic name, like, I don't know, digital marketing, whatever. And then if the channel's doing really well and the person, you know, maybe it's always the same person in the videos, and making the videos, maybe that person decides to change it to their name, right? John Doe or Jane Doe or whatever the name is. Not a big deal at all. So I think that's fine. And it might be a good time to change your channel name, might be if you are deciding to maybe take a slightly different direction or a renewed focus on your channel. That might be a good reason to change the name. But the bottom line is the name really doesn't matter in terms of how well your videos do at all. So really think of a channel name as something that you want to be relatively, man, there's a lot of dust up there, relatively easy for people to remember and easy to spell too, in case for those people who are just going to type it in and try to find your channel that way. But as far as videos, going viral or, how well videos do that you make, the channel name doesn't even really come into it. It doesn't matter. Yes, Jacqueline, that was unbelievable. Here's a question from Martin. How long does your camera's battery last when filming in the snow? Good question. So I use an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I have not had a problem. I make sure my phone is fully charged when I go outside. And if I'm out there for an hour, even when it's really cold, and I'm filming pretty much the whole time, I'll still have more than half of a charge left of the battery. So it's never been an issue for me. But again, I always make sure I'm fully charged. And I think those batteries do discharge a little quicker when it's cold outside versus when it's warm outside. But still, whenever you're making a video, it tends to drain the battery quicker than if you're not. But yeah, so I've not had a problem. But it is a good idea and if you think you're going to film for a long time, or if you have an older phone, and your battery doesn't last that long to begin with anymore, might not be a bad idea to bring a brick with you, like a charging brick. That could help. Sorry. Yeah, so that would be my advice. But yeah, I tend to have to put more thought into the storage space that I have left on my phone for the videos I want to make. It's not as big a deal now because I upgraded my phone to the 16 the 1st of January. I had the 14 before that. And with the 14, I think I had 128 gigs was the storage. And, apps and photos and videos take up space on a phone. And I think I had around 20 gigabytes of free space. But that, well, I can just look. The video that I just recorded, and that's the one that you see. No, that's Peanut. There you go, wrong button. The video I made right here, sitting outside, I made 4K 30. So that's a 4K video. And it was, I'm just going to look at the raw file here. Where is it? It was around 24 minutes long for me to record those 10 segments all in one sitting. So 24-minute long video, and it took 8.4 gigabytes of space. That's how much. So 8.4 gigabytes, 8.43, and it was 4K 30 frames per second. If you're only going to film in 1080p, it'll be a quarter of that, roughly. So 2.5 or 2.1 or 2.2 gigs. Unless, of course, you go up to 60 frames, double the frames, it'll be double. So, but anyways, yeah, so you want to make sure you have enough storage space for that. When I upgraded to the 16, the 16 Pro Max did not even come in a 128 gigabyte model, so I've got 256 now. I've got lots of storage space. So yeah. Did I answer your question? Camera batteries. Yeah, so that's my experience with that. Lilith, hello Lilith, how you doing? Good to see you. Hello James, North Carolina, how are you? Here's a question. Hi Cartier. What's your opinion on controversial topics? I just made a video and it has 7 likes and 7 dislikes. Okay, so yeah, that sounds like it's controversial. You got half like it, half don't like it. My take on it is I try to stay away from controversial things. So I don't get into politics. I'm in Canada anyways, so our whole political thing is different than anywhere else in the world, certainly different from the United States. We get a lot of American TV here in Canada, so we see what's going on the news stations and whatnot, but I know that's very polarizing down in the States, so I don't get involved in that. Because if you are getting involved in controversial topics, what you're probably going to do, and if you take a stand, right? If you make your stance known, one way or the other, you're going to turn off half of your potential audience right off the bat. So that's the way I would kind of look at that. So be careful with that. But maybe that's what you want to do. For what I'm doing, I stay away from controversy. But some channels are built on that, right? They want to be controversial, and that's part of what their channel's all about. And they want to maybe start conversations. But a lot of times, controversial conversations with the way people are today, that'll turn into online fighting and probably lots of comments you're going to have to, either block or delete, or maybe you're okay with them, but there's going to be a lot of negativity in the comments, is what I can imagine. So to me, I don't think it's worth it, but again, maybe that's what you're looking for. So that you asked me what my opinion was, that's my opinion. For what it's worth. Hi, Rob. Greetings from the Republic of Ireland. Love your videos. Hello, Vids in the Cloud. Welcome. Here's a question. If you premiere every video, it's not special. I don't love premieres. That's a good point. That is a good point. Here's another. I think I already answered this one. What are your thoughts on changing a channel name that I've had for years on YouTube? I changed mine yesterday to better reflect my content. I kept the same logo. Yeah, I think I already answered that question. I think it's totally fine. Totally fine. Let's see. Cruising with Elena. Hi, I found your awesome channel, and it's my dream to do a YouTube for classes I do. Cool. Awesome. Good luck with that. YouTube, I think, is great for putting on classes or just helping other people, teach people how to do things. I know that's not the only reason people go to YouTube, but that's why I typically go to YouTube. That's why I started going to YouTube, to learn how to do things. If there's something I need to know how to do, I typically search for that in YouTube, usually before Google. So there you go. Did you know that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world? The first is Google, and Google happens to own YouTube, so they've kind of cornered that market. Danya, like Tanya. All right, got it. Sorry, Danya. All right, there we are. Sandy, I'm ramping up to post 3 videos a week. When I post weekly, I'm not getting any momentum. What are your thoughts, Rob? Yeah, I guess my main thought is good for you for trying something new. So give it a shot. Do 3 a week for a few weeks and see if that helps. That's what YouTube is all about, trying new things. Again, I like to say YouTube is like a game that we're all playing and nobody has the instruction booklet. Like, there is no instructions for this game. We just have to figure it out as we go. And the longer we do it, the more clues we pick up. Other people are picking up different clues than we are, right? And in a lot of cases, some rules are different depending on what your channel is about, what you're talking about, and who you are, and all this stuff, right? It's just different. Things are different. So because of that, there's quite often no right answer to a question if asked by different people, right? There could be different answers that are correct for different people. Not sure if I'm explaining myself right, but it's all about trying different things. And if they work, great, double down on it. And if it doesn't work, well, you tried something and you learned something. So that's a good thing, right? Then you try something else. So good luck with that. I teach baking classes in person and want to start videoing parts of it to use as promotion, but get scared. I just purchased a pocket camera. All right, cool. Yeah, the first time you make a video, it'll be odd. It'll be, you said you get scared. Yeah, first time I looked at a camera, I too kind of froze. I thought I knew what I wanted to say, but then all of a sudden I didn't know what I wanted to say, and it takes practice. It takes practice, but with practice, you'll get it. I'm confident in that. Good luck. Awesome, Robin. Yeah, it was a good time. Hello, New York City. How you doing? Yeah, take the camera out and take test videos. It can be like 5 seconds. Practice saying hi to the camera. Do it over and over until you're ready to just make a video. Great advice. Great advice. All right, just seeing if there's any other questions here. 1 sec, just going to take a quick little drink. She's still sleeping comfortably over there? Yep. I got the iPhone set on Peanut today. Okay. Okay, thank you. I'm going to start this week. It's scary, but was opening a bakery and I did it. I'm paying a content Disney creator, and I'm not sure how to pay him for 2 hours. What good hourly rate to pay him? Pay him for what? Video editing? Yeah, I'm not sure what you're paying him for. Or is it to actually record your... I'm not sure. Either way, I've never hired a video editor, and I've never hired a videographer either to record. I do it all myself. Which I recommend trying to do it yourself because you learn a lot that way. Excuse me, it might seem daunting at first because there is a lot to it. And your first videos aren't going to look as good as they eventually will. But, because sometimes it could take hours. Depending on how to edit a video, depending on how much you want to edit a video, it could take many hours, could take days. And if you're paying somebody to do that for you for days, it could be hundreds of dollars. Yeah, and videography too, I really don't know. I don't know what that would cost, but you'd have to pay for someone's time and their equipment and stuff like that. So that's all I know about that, really. I should hit Vid Summit in October. Yeah, I thought about that too. That one is in, I think that one's in Texas. Is it Austin or Dallas? I may try to hit that one too. I might. We'll have to see. Barbie's in PEI. Hello, Barbie in PEI. How you doing? PEI is not too far from here. Probably a 3-hour drive. Very good. Okay, where are we here? Just passed 100 subs in 3 weeks. Congratulations. Hi, Carter. That's awesome. Oh, Todd here. New over 40 channel name is Empowering Generational Gold. I hope to have my first video up by this weekend. I'm getting a better remote mic as the Moyo Vlogger boom mic was a bit in and out. Okay. Empowering Generational Gold. Sounds good. Sounds good. Good luck with it. And try not to, if you've made a video and you didn't like the sound of your audio, it sounds like you're already going to make another video with a new mic, and that's fine, but try not to fall into the trap of never being happy with your recording and then doing it again. Because then it may take you forever. Like you just may never get it done the way you want it to get done. I like to think that the best way forward usually is to make a video, even if you're not happy with it, upload it. Upload it, and that's fine. Your first video on a channel is not typically going to win any awards, not typically going to go viral, and it's usually going to be your worst video that you ever make. And that's okay, because you learn from that. You'll learn from your first crappy video. And don't worry about, people are going to see this. This is going to be a business, and I don't want anything unprofessional looking on my channel. Well, if you're just starting out, and I don't know exactly if you are or not, but let's say you have 100 subscribers, which, that's a little more than just starting out, but let's say you have 100, and you put out a video, your first video in a long time, and you're not happy with it. Maybe you don't get any new subscribers from it. Maybe you do. You'll maybe get some views. But then you're looking at that video and you're saying to yourself, wow, I could have done so much better with that. But now make notes, right? Like, what could you have done better? And write them down. And then make a point of trying to do as many of those things better as you can in your next video. Like once you have uploaded a video, pay no more attention to it. Start working on your next one and trying to make it better. And then your second one will be better than your first. And then by the time you've got 10 videos up there, right, maybe your 10th is getting a little more traction because it's quite a bit better now than your first one was. And now maybe that 100 subscribers is 120, 125, 130, right? And most of them came to you from the 10th video. Now go ahead to video 20. Maybe you're up to 300 subscribers now, right? So, and 200, your most recent 200 subscribers probably never even saw your first video. So it doesn't matter anymore, right? That's why I like to say your first videos that you make are just for you. They're just for you to practice and get them up on YouTube, and that'll kind of force you to look at them and say, oh, this is what people are seeing of me. But that's okay. Those aren't the videos that are going to make your business. It's your 100th video, your 200th video, right? At that point, when you've got 10,000, 20,000 subscribers, now whenever you put out a new video, you're going to get 2,000 views in the first day, right? That first video is not getting any views. No one's seeing that unless they decide to go back and see, oh, where did this guy start from? And what did his videos used to look like? It's for reasons like that that I leave my first videos on my channel. So you can go back and see mine from 4 years ago and see just how bad it was, right? And that's okay. I'm okay with that. That's not how people are finding my channel now. So anyway, I think I said enough about that. Those are my thoughts, but good luck, Todd. Good luck. Okay, who else we got here? Looking for questions now. How are we doing for time? We've been at it for 47 minutes, so we're good. We're good. We got South Africa in the house. Vienna, Peter in Vienna has a question. All right, Peter, I am still not sure if I should post my videos in German, less people, or English. Okay, let me gather my thoughts while I take a drink, and I will answer you. All right, so Peter, yes, I believe you're correct in that the English audience is larger than a German audience. It's really going to depend on what you're making videos about. I get a lot of people who are concerned that maybe English is not their first language and they may not be as comfortable speaking in English, even though they think their potential audience could be bigger if they went with English. And, you know, what I like to say to that is a lot of times people who do speak English, like myself, are intrigued by, you know, people who obviously don't know that language firsthand and perhaps have an accent because they normally speak German or whatever, another language, French, Spanish, whatever. So if I hear somebody with a German accent speaking in English, I like that. That's cool. I like the sound of that. And I think a lot of English-speaking people would agree. And I can't really speak for other, you know, people in other languages, but I would suspect it's probably the same across the board, that somebody's accent is not, or if you, let's say you forget a word or two because English, again, it's not your first language and you're more comfortable in German, again, that's okay. I'm not, people who are watching videos aren't looking for perfect grammar, you know, somebody who knows every single word. There's a lot of English words I don't know, right? And that's okay. I'll find another word, and you may see me searching for a word. I get stuck on words all the time. What was I saying? And again, something else that'll make you seem a little more authentic, a little more real, a little easier to connect with. So that's not a concern. But in terms of whether you should do it in German or English, it really comes down to who is your audience. Who are you making videos for? And that's something everybody needs to answer. That's one of the first things you should answer when figuring out what your channel is going to be about and what videos you're going to make. Who are you trying to reach? Who is going to watch your videos? Who do you want to watch your videos? Who are you trying to help? Do they speak English or do they speak German? If you're making a video that's going to help people in Germany, you know, I don't know, learn about a certain town. I don't know. I suppose people who are visiting might want to know about certain towns in Germany too. So in that case, maybe English would be better. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a local store that makes bread or something in Germany, and it's only local people that go there. In that case, if you're making videos for that place, then maybe you want to do it in German. I think so. There's a channel that I used to. Well, I haven't watched them in a little while, but I used to watch a lot, and that's Peter. I was going to say Peter McKinnon, but that's not who I mean. Peter McKinnon's also got a great channel. He's from Canada, but Peter Lindgren from Sweden. He's a videographer, and I love his channel. He's got a lot of tech review stuff. He shows building his studio and stuff like that. And I've watched a lot of his videos over the years. And so he is Swedish. That's his first language. English is his second language, and he's not as confident with English. But every once in a while, it's like he puts it. It's part of his shtick now. Like every once in a while, if he gets excited, he might start spewing off words in Swedish, and it's kind of comical. I think I have no idea what he's saying. He does. He talks to his dad sometimes in his videos, and that's typically in Swedish. Now I can't remember if he does this or not, but a good idea, I think, if you start talking in a language other than the main language that your videos are in, like if you make English videos, if you then start talking in German, or if Peter starts talking in Swedish, I think it'd be a cool idea to put some subtitles in English down so everybody knows what's being said. Now, again, Peter Lindgren, when he does that, I don't think it's necessary because you kind of get the idea of what he's saying. He's I don't know, getting excited. I can't think of a specific instance when he did this, but I laugh when he does, and it just kind of keeps me watching. So that's one way you can handle that kind of thing. And then you're injecting some of your personality in too. People, if they didn't know, you are actually German, and you can go off and start speaking German every once in a while. Or maybe you're making a vlog, and then you walk into a German store and start talking to, the person selling you stuff in German. You could leave that in the video. And maybe subtitle it in English for your viewers. But anyways, I hope that helped. Gave you some ideas. Anyways, Peter, good luck. Okay, we've got Norway in the house. Hello, Anne. How you doing? Oh, Ninth Element. Found the channel yesterday. Such great information. Fellow senior YouTuber here that went viral with an unedited video. Awesome. Cool. Congratulations. Have to watch that video to figure out the structure of your video edits. Yes. When I'm finished with this, I'll probably next week, I'll show everybody like exactly what I did. Because yeah, it's a little more time consuming, but hopefully, actually that's kind of funny. It's funny that to date, the video of mine that has had the most success is one that I hardly edited at all. I added a little bit of text here and there, but for the most part, the 24-minute video was one take. There was a bunch of mistakes I made trying to get going, and then I took all them and put them at the end and made a blooper reel, like a minute-long blooper reel at the end, which a lot of people liked that. But other than that, everything in the middle, I kind of left it. Every once in a while, I'd throw up a little bit of text. That's it. It took me, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to edit, and most of that was doing the bloopers at the end, but spent hardly any time in the editing and got, hundreds of thousands of views. But then a video like what I'm doing now for tomorrow, I don't see it doing that well, and it probably won't, but I'm putting a whole lot more time into it. So it's kind of I just think it's funny that oftentimes the videos you put the least amount of effort into will do the best. All right. Okay, looking for more questions now. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about. Okay, 50% like-dislike ratio, but my views are skyrocketing. Do dislikes mean bad opinion? Good question. It depends, I guess. It depends on your audience. It could. It might mean they don't like the video. It might mean they don't like your opinion. You know, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. But I mean, engagement is engagement. Now, again, it's one of these things. Nobody really has the rule book, but if you're getting a lot of engagement, you know, for or against, right? I think that's a good thing in terms of how well your video can do, right? The more engagement, the more comments, and so on, the better a video, the more the YouTube algorithm will put it out to other people. If they see that your videos are getting good engagement, they'll think, okay, that's a positive. Let's maybe push this out to more people. Do you recommend writing notes over typing them? Well, my desk is full of papers with all kinds of notes. I do, if I'm out for a walk or a run and I've got my phone, I always have my phone with me. If I think of something, like maybe a title for a video or something I want to include in a video, I will type it into the Apple Notes app. But more often than not, when I'm here at my desk, I've always got a notepad here and a pen, marker, I guess, and I'm writing stuff all the time. But I do have stuff in notes as well. But that might also be an age thing. I mean, I'm in my mid-50s, and I went to school with notepads, right? Where people in their 20s today, they went to school with computers, and everything is note-taking by typing these days for them. So it's whatever works best for you. All right. Oh, I saw another person who had the same title, same thumbnail, and same script as her, and had 250,000 views in 5 days. So you'll see that a lot. A lot of times, if a title is working really well, you'll see it used multiple times, or often with slight variations, right? Because if it's a title that works for one, good chance that it'll work for other people. And if you can find a title that worked really well, and a video is doing really well with respect to how large the channel is, like in Maggie's case, she's got 80,000 subscribers now, but the video's got over 2 million views. That ratio is a little off, right? So it's like, okay, that title made her video do way better than most of her other videos. That's a title I might want to look at a little further. And more people will make, videos with that or similar title. That's all part of research. That's all part of research, and every YouTuber does it. You're looking for things that are working well, and if you can form that title around the stuff you typically talk about in your videos and make a video similar to that, or with your own take on it or whatever, that's what people do, and that's one way to try to make a video that is going to resonate with a lot of people, and perhaps broaden your audience as well, reach more people than just your regular audience. So and that's yes, Maggie McCormack, that's right. And that's totally fine, and everybody does it, and it's great because, again, some people are concerned that what am I going to make videos about? The videos I want to make have already been made. Well, to that I say, no, they haven't. Maybe somebody else has talked about this topic and maybe even used a title similar to what you're going to use, or even the same sometimes, but nobody's heard you say it. So if the message is good, how do I put this? Some people like to listen to people over here. Some people like to listen to people over here. Some people might like to listen to this person over here who talks super fast with all kinds of information. Other people might like to listen to this person over here who talks very slow and may trip over their words, but maybe talks at a pace that's more their speed. The person might be more their age, might be the same gender as them, and maybe that's what they want, or a different gender than them, and that's what they want, right? So I like to think that everybody has an audience out there waiting for them. So, and it almost doesn't matter what you're even talking about. If somebody wants to hear your take on something, like somebody might ask me a question about something I haven't made a video about. Well, maybe they want to hear my take on that, and maybe I make a video about that, right? and maybe listen to your audience too. You want to make videos that your audience wants you to make. I feel like I'm talking in circles now, but I wouldn't be worried about making a video that somebody's already made, right? I mean, you're going to do it in your own way, and you're going to be doing the talking, and perhaps you're going to hit on some different points, but your own take, your own background scenery, your own way of talking, right? That makes it a different video. So I hope that helps. All right. Oh, here we go. Ninth element. My video sat on my channel for 14 months before it got 1 million views. Evergreen content is real. Cool. That's awesome. That is awesome. Evergreen content is real. Absolutely. There's, it's funny the way, so a typical, and actually this is something I'm going to talk about in the video when I ever get it done, hopefully for tomorrow. Most of my videos, they start, and this is going to look reverse to you, I think, but they start off hot, right? And then they start leveling off over time, okay? And then maybe a month down the road, they're not doing very much in terms of views anymore at all. But every once in a while, you'll make a video, and I'm starting to get an idea as to which types of videos this works for, that, maybe it does that in the beginning, but then it's pretty much dead for a while. But then you start to see it starting to go up, 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 and then it starts taking off like that. I've got a couple of videos that have done that. And so it's almost like you don't even see the little beginning anymore, because that's basically started flat now because the video's done this. So that has happened with my how to start a YouTube channel video that I made in September. And it happened to my how to add chapters to your YouTube video in YouTube Studio. I made that last April. That also is doing this. But then my viral video kind of did that. Well, it kind of did this a couple times, went up, and then it's kind of leveling off. It's still doing well, but the graph is more or less flat, still getting some views. That's more of a typical. So the ones that do this, evergreen, right? The ones that do this, more typical, and can, or maybe better to take advantage of maybe trends right off the bat. Like I made a video in October that had the keyword in it, easy mode, right? Why making videos on YouTube is in easy mode right now. There was a whole bunch of videos on it. I made one of them, and the video did very well, like very well. It went up, and then it started to level off, and then went up again for quite a while. It's still a fairly trending set of keywords, I believe, based on how well that video is doing. But yeah, I wouldn't call that an evergreen video, because that's something may not even be talked about in a year. A year from now, people might be looking back and say, oh yeah, remember when everybody came out with an easy mode video? That's because it was a trending topic. So anyways, yeah, evergreen is cool. If you can get a lot of evergreen videos tend to be things that people search for. So how to start a YouTube channel. That's what, when I put that video out, I did not expect it to do very well, because I think, and that was in September, I had, I don't know what I was at, maybe 25,000 subscribers at the time. So still a lot of people are going to get notified when I release a new video. But I felt like, oh, most of the people who were watching me at that time probably know how to set up a YouTube channel, probably already have one, and they just want to know how to grow it. So I didn't think my video was going to help my existing subscribers that much. But I felt like, you know what, it's probably a video I should have on my channel, because I'm trying to tell people how to help people how to grow their channels, how to start their channels. That's a video I should have on my channel. So I made it. But now, as it's, an evergreen video like that, people are searching for, how do I make a YouTube channel? How do I set that up? Mine might pop up and they'll click on it, and there's a new potential subscriber I might get who might then see all my other videos, right? So evergreen is almost like a doorway into your channel for some people, for new people, as opposed to writing a trendy topic to try to maximize the views you get out of your existing subscribers. And if so, then YouTube will push it out to more and more people. Maybe that'll go viral. Okay, so there you go. That's what I got to say about that. I hope that gives you some insight. 3:06. Still got 25 minutes anyways that I'll be here. And then I'll reevaluate, see how things are doing. Okay, let's see. Who's Maggie? What's her channel? Her channel is Maggie McCormack, or McCormack. Let me show you her channel. I'll pull this down here. Oh, I got to share my screen with you first. There's my screen, and here is her channel. Okay, so that's her channel. Bring this over here like this. Maggie McCormack, and that's the name of her channel. I'll just refresh this. 93,000 subscribers now. Wow. And her video, you can click on videos here and then go to, well, you don't have to. It's still her latest video. 2.6 million views.
The perfect body.
There we go. 2.695 million views. And you can see here, this is the vidIQ plugin over here. It'll show you that, you know, there were, actually, I like to look at the subscriber one. There were 3,400 subscribers January 29th. What was that, 2 weeks ago? Less? And it just went vertical up to 92,000. So that's it. You should check it out. Great video. Great person. Yeah. Happy for her. That's awesome. So that's who that is. And it was a great interview. Oh, what is the name of her video? It took me 30 plus years to realize what I'll tell you in 10 minutes. That's the name of it. Did very well. And there's several other people who made videos similar to that. And there will be more now, right? I mean, I might even make a video with a title similar to that because I love the idea. She makes the videos she makes are similar to the ones I make when I'm outside walking around or outside sitting on the beach or whatever, just kind of sharing my thoughts, right? Very similar to that, although that video was action-packed, full of a lot of good information. And I think that's partly why it's doing so well. We are live again, a Biz Creator. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I missed some questions, did I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm certainly not perfect with the questions, that's for sure. If I've missed your question, then feel free to type it in again, and I'll do my best. Okay. Okay, here's a follow-up to another question. Anaholics, as a follow-up to my previous question, I think I prefer condensed video with a lot of good info. Most of the time, I love those edited videos. Very good. And that's an example of that's what you like. But other people may like the more laid back, you know, not delivering too much information all at once. I've heard both sides, right? And that's what it comes down to. That's why, again, when I first started making videos, I was trying to be like somebody else who delivered their content quickly because I liked his style, Nick Nimmin. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I looked like a fool afterwards. I still uploaded the video, and but yeah, it's just not me. I also feel like now the easiest person in the world to be when you're making a video is yourself. Unless you're an actor or an actress, then maybe you're okay trying to be somebody else. But I find that very difficult. So just be yourself. A lot of times that's going to be the easiest person in the world you can be. You recommend getting an SSD, the Western Digital one, 1 terabyte. Cool. Very good. Okay. That's a good way to look at it. Every YouTuber has a rite of passage video. Your worst video made with 0 effort. Once you post that, then you can start focusing on making better stuff. It's a good way to look at it. Rob, have you looked into getting one of the new small monitors which attach to the back of your iPhone magnetically? Supposedly they are good quality images for about $60. No. That might be good for some people, but for me, so this is one of those things. You do what works best for you. I know the reasoning. So when I use my phone to film, for those who don't know, I use the rear-facing camera, which means I can't see myself in the screen. I think that's better because if you can see yourself, you're going to be looking at yourself. Naturally, that's what you're going to tend to want to do. But also the rear-facing camera on an iPhone anyways is a lot better than the selfie camera. So I want to use that one. But I can't see myself. Don't know if I'm in frame or not. But a couple things. Number one, I've done it enough times now that I've got a pretty good idea where I have to hold the phone and at what angle so that I'm in frame. Pretty good idea. It's not perfect. And that brings up my second point. My second point is it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm not aiming to be perfect. If I'm walking and talking and looking at myself, looking at my phone, and for a part of it, the top half of my head is getting cut off, or my head is down at the bottom of the frame, that's okay. People don't mind that as much as you might think. I'm not trying to make a perfect video, a perfect cinematic video. I'm not trying to make a movie or even a high quality commercial. It's just me talking. In fact, what I'm saying is more important than what you guys are seeing. That's the way I look at it. So I think it's more important that the audio is as good as it can be. And I do like the picture looking good, like colors and in focus and all that. But, if I step out of frame a little bit, not a big deal. I think that's totally fine. And I think people forgive that. They don't mind that. In fact, a lot of times when I'm outside making videos like that, I feel like people are looking at not just me anyways. They're looking at the scenery in the background and the rocks and the ocean and the trees and right. So if I'm not perfectly in frame, that might actually be a good thing. They can see more of the scenery. So I'm not worried about that at all. So I'll probably not get a monitor like that. I don't feel like I need it. Yeah, that's not to say it doesn't have a use, and that's not to say maybe it'll help you. Maybe that's something that you really could use and would help you. Do I use scripts? No, not anymore. I used to for the intros and the endings of my video, and I would use it on a teleprompter on my camera here. But now I've decided that I'm just going to talk. I'm going to talk, and for the most part, the outdoor videos, I'll just leave it. That's the way I talk. If you like it, great. You can subscribe. If you don't like it, you can leave. I'm not talking to you individually or personally. It's just that YouTube will find my audience for me, however I'm making my videos. And if my videos include a lot of me saying and ah and pausing, and that's just the way I talk. If people subscribe to that, then they're the people that don't mind that or may even like that. And the people that don't like that, it's like, oh, geez, I can't listen to Rob anymore. If he says one more time, I'm out of here. Well, it's probably best if that person does go. That's fine. They can find somebody else who might be making the same types of videos that I do, but delivering them in a better way for them. So because of that, I just feel like if I try to read from a script, it's not going to look natural. Unless you're an actor or an actress, reading from a script, I feel is hard. It's hard to do that and come across natural looking and natural sounding. So that's why I don't use scripts anymore. I use bullet points. I'll write out bullet points like on this piece of paper. I've got 10 points that I talked about when I went outside to make the video, the 10 individual videos. Each one is only around 30 seconds long. But I just have, 1 point, like number 1, explain monetization. Okay, I think I talked for 30 seconds about that. Number 2, explain shorts. Number 3, 4,000 watch hours is 333 hours per month or 12 hours per day. Talk about it, right? So that was point 3. So I just looked at that sentence, put that back in my pocket, looked at the camera, and started to talk. And I messed up a little. Actually, why don't I show you that? let me show you. Let me bring this back up. So let's dive right in here. Want to see me edit? Do some editing real quick here. If I zoom in, so you can see what I've done. So that was point number 7.
One of your videos go,
and I've already cut that up. So let's go to video number, because I think this was the end of video number 7.
to get a boost in their views as well.
Okay, so now I sat back down. Actually, yeah, let me move this and show you exactly what went on here. This will give you a good idea. I'm just going to grab this and move it over. Okay, so I was standing up, so I didn't come all the way. So basically, between every set of points, I had to look at my piece of paper and put it back in my pocket. So now you're going to see exactly what I had to do. Let's just play this. Okay, I read my point, put that back in my pocket, glove back on, because it's like minus, I don't know what it is, minus 15 out there.
Don't be afraid to pivot and try new things. Even if you've already got your niche set and you make videos on the same thing all the time,
I messed up.
sometimes making a video about something slightly different, but maybe keeping your current audience in mind is a good idea.
Well, then I had to sit and think for a while. So anyways, this is what so now I'll go back there and I'm going to decide what to keep. And I'm going to zoom this in a little bit more, just so I can see this. And I think I was going to keep this one.
Don't be afraid to pivot and try new things.
Yep, so I'm going to come back here. I'm going to put the playhead there. I'm going to press S to split that, highlight this, backspace, and delete it. Now what I'm going to do, this is point number 8. So I'm just going to hover here, click that, and type in the number 8. So I know that's the start of point number 8. I'm going to drag this back here just to save a little bit of space. Okay, now let's play this through again.
Don't be afraid to pivot and try new things.
Stop. Now I'm going to split. The reason there are 2 tracks that I'm cutting here is I exported the audio and I enhanced the audio in Adobe Audition. So the bottom track is the audio processed, and the top track is the video from my iPhone. Okay, so actually let me I'll zoom this up a little bit too so I can see it a little bit better.
Try new things.
Now I come over here. I'm going to split that, delete, hold down Shift and drag this back. See what that looks like together.
New things. Even if you've already got your niche set and you make videos on the same thing all the time,
I'm going to click it there. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not.
sometimes making a video about something slightly different, but maybe keeping your current audience in mind is a good idea.
No, I don't think I want to keep that.
Don't be afraid Don't be afraid to pivot and make a video outside of your regular niche.
Okay, I think I started all over then.
Don't be afraid to pivot.
I did. So what I just did there, I'm going to delete that. I decided I didn't like that. So my last take is always the take I'm going to keep. All right. So I learned something here. I'm going to start over here, I think.
Don't be afraid. It's a really
Okay.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Okay, so that I think is my one I want to keep. We'll highlight that, split it, delete it, hold Shift, click and drag. Now let's put that number 8 here. 8, tab, okay.
Don't be afraid to pivot and make a video outside of your regular niche.
Okay, now let's split that there, and now let's see what we're going to keep.
It's a really good idea to try new things every once in a while, especially if you seem to think your channel has stagnated somewhat, as trying new things might excite your existing subscribers.
Okay, so
It's a really good idea.
I'm going to start here. We'll cut that out. Shift, drag this back.
niche. It's a really good idea to try new things every once in a while.
You have to kind of remember what each... I'm looking at the audio wavelengths to know what to keep and what not to keep. And then I'll have to play it back just to make sure.
Every once in a while, especially if you think your channel has stagnated somewhat.
Cut that out. Place it there. Split again. Delete. Shift. Drag. Now I'm going to play this whole thing.
Don't be afraid to pivot and make a video outside of your regular niche. It's a really good idea to try new things every once in a while, especially if you think your channel has stagnated somewhat, as trying new things might excite your existing subscribers.
There. Think that sounds good?
These new things could be...
All right, so I think I got into something else there, so we'll split that here. Delete, and we'll bring this back.
Subscribers. These new things could be a slightly different direction in what you're talking about, or it could be a different type of video. If you're used to making videos in a chair indoors, for example, try making one outside in the snow.
Okay, I think I said that several times.
If you're used to making videos inside and
I did. So anyways, I think you get the idea. I don't want to waste too much of your time doing this, but I basically, that's good though. I got a little bit of work done on this video. I'm going to Control S to save that. That's just a habit of mine. I know it does save automatically in the background, but yeah, so that's what I have to do. And there are 10 points. So there's that. I got to finish number 8, and then there's 9 and 10 in here, and then I can start putting them in their respective places. So anyways, that's a little bit of an insight into how I edit that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. Now I'll just continue back to see if there's any questions that came up. Let's see. Here's a question. Is hiding someone from your channel the same as blocking them? Yes, I think so. I think you can delete or you can block, right? Delete or block, and block is like hiding. Deleting a comment doesn't prevent somebody from commenting again, okay? But if you block them, then that doesn't really delete the comment. The person who made the comment still thinks it's there, but you can't see it and nobody else can see it. So I think it's ingenious myself, because the person who's trying to start something or trying to be mean thinks that their comment is still there, and perhaps they're looking at it and say, how come nobody else is commenting on this? Well, it's because nobody else can see it. So yeah, blocking and hiding is basically the same thing. It is the same thing as far as I know. A good iPhone holder for the Joby tripod. Yeah, well, I can show you what I do. Let me, 1 second, let me go grab it. Okay, so this is the Peanut Cam from today. It's just on a regular tripod, but the Joby tripod, this one here, is what I often use when I go outside to make videos. And what I do, let's just take this off, is I use this. Here, let me move your comment out of the way. This is the quad lock connector. Okay, so this is the quad lock adapter right here, because I use the quad lock case. And I use that case because I like to go for bike rides in the spring, summer, fall, on the trail, and I have a mount on my bike for the quad lock. So I use this case. I've used the quad lock case for years. I think my last 4 iPhones all had the quad lock case, and I think I might have a link to this down below in the description below. But yeah, that's what I use. I think this little adapter was $12. I think this, and for me, it's just a very easy way to, get that onto a tripod. The bottom of it just screws onto any tripod mount. The bottom is threaded. Just take this off here like that. The bottom is threaded, and so you can put one of these on like that. So yeah, that's what I do. Let's see now. Let me put this back together. Put that there. And, oh no, I'll do that. I'll do that later. But I hope that helps. Okay, let's see. It's in Dallas. Okay, Vid Summit. Yeah, I might go to that. Might go to that too. We'll see. Okay. Yes, Dallas, Texas. Vid Summit is creators helping creators. Very informative. VidCon is more about fangirling. LOL. Okay. Yeah, I thought. I think. Well, VidCon, the one we're going to is yeah, it's more fan based, I guess. I've never been to either one of them. I'd like to go to both. I think probably Vid Summit makes the most sense for me. Creators helping creators. I like that idea, but I wouldn't mind seeing what VidCon is all about too. I mean, there's, and again, I'm going with my 25-year-old son, so he may know more of the people there than I do even. So, but he's also interested in that sort of thing. He has a gaming channel that he streams on through Twitch. So yeah, a lot of the same interests. I don't game myself, but he tried to get me into it a couple years ago. What was it that? One of those shoot 'em up games. I forget what it was even called. Warzone it was called. It's kind of fun, but anyways, you need a powerful computer to be able to do that. Crazy Reacts by Lady K. I'm starting a budget channel. How do you post consistently being paid bi-weekly? That. Being paid bi-weekly. Well, so first of all, when you're monetized through YouTube, you get paid monthly, not bi-weekly. Actually, that's something I talk about in this video I'm making for tomorrow. At the end of every month, as long as you've made more than $100, they will pay that out to you by like the 21st or the 24th, somewhere in there of the following month. If your balance is not at least $100, then it rolls over to the next month. So that's how that works. And how do you post consistently? I guess it just takes discipline. You have to figure out a schedule that works best for you and what you can do. Don't try to do more than you think you can. So whatever you can post regularly, if that's once a week, great. If it's twice a week, better. Not always better. Once a week is good. Once a month, I feel like that's maybe not quite enough unless you're making like very elaborate productions that take a long time to edit. But for the most part, I think once a week tends to be a good average. But if you can do more than that consistently, then do it. Go for it. What kind of mic settings do you use on your DJI mic? I really like how it sounds. I haven't done anything to it. I know I had it clipped up here one time, and the result was that there was a little bit of clipping, a little distortion. The volume was set too high. I know there's a way to reduce it, but I never did. What I did instead is I moved it down here. And I think today's I had it down even further, down here in the middle of my chest. You couldn't see it because I had a sweater on. Here, right here. I had it like, oh, I'm pointing at my screen. You can't see that. I use my mouth, right, or my mouse. Can you see? No. How can I show you this? Can you? Oh, here you go. You can see my mouse there. So right there is where my mic was. And I just used the magnetic thing. You can pull off a magnetic piece, put it under your shirt, and then it snaps to that. And that, it works best for me when I have it set there. But yeah, so I just have the factory is set at to whatever it was set at in the factory. And then in Adobe Audition, I just I add a little bit of bass, a little bit of treble. I reduce the mids a little bit. I add some compression just to make it sound a little bit better. Never delete older videos. I would tend to agree with that. It's nice to see how far you've come. That's a good point. I like that. Okay, I'm going to have to start going a little bit quicker. Just looking for questions now. And I apologize right now if I've missed any. I'm not perfect at this. Oh, you need about 10 retakes before you post? That's not, I mean, I typically, as you saw from what I was doing there, it usually takes me several times to say something the way I wanted to say it. The first take is never the good one for me, but I strongly recommend you just keep that camera rolling. Just keep recording. Just go right through it. So I made that video outside, talked about all 10 points I had on my cheat sheet, and I think it took me 24 minutes to do all that. And I'm going to get 10 roughly 30-second bits out of that. So 5 minutes of useful video out of 25 minutes. That's just the way that's just the way it is. That's the way it is, and I actually enjoy the editing. That's not a problem for me. In your opinion, only 10% of the world speaks English. So posting both languages would be smart if you care about that sort of thing. Actually, well, I'm not going to dispute your number. I didn't think it was that low. I thought it was higher than that. But regardless, whatever language you speak in, YouTube is now automatically transcribing and translating what you say in your videos. So you don't have to do that yourself at all. If you can, great. And if you can, but like I've had people watch my videos in other languages. So somebody watched my video in Spanish. It wasn't me speaking Spanish. I don't know Spanish, but YouTube transcribed my video like automatically. I didn't ask it to do it. They did it automatically so people could choose to look at the closed captions in Spanish. But not only that, they then also used an AI voice to speak that Spanish text. And so it wasn't my voice, didn't even sound like me, but it was somebody speaking Spanish, AI, and I didn't have to do anything. So you don't have to worry about that anymore if you don't want to. So there you go. Maybe that will help answer the previous question too, as to what language you should do it in. Do it in whatever's most comfortable, and YouTube will translate it for you and transcribe it for you. Oh, so okay. So Sophia says, how will I sound in English if Portuguese is your main language? Native English speakers won't have interest, I think. I don't think you're right. I think we would. So I'm a native English speaker. I don't know any Portuguese. I know a little bit of French. But regardless, if I hear someone speaking English like in a Portuguese accent, I'm going to think that's pretty cool. And that's not going to turn me off at all. The most important thing is, what are you talking about? The content that you're talking about. That's what I'm interested in. And more, I think that's what people are going to be interested in. And again, if I have a real hard time understanding what you're saying, I could always I could turn on the subtitles, right? The closed captioning in YouTube, and that would help. Here's a question. Elder Gal got her video copied and stolen by an AI channel. Is it something you monitor and are worried about? No, it's not something I worry about, and it's not something I monitor. I've had one person kind of repost my video, like the whole video. I think they downloaded it and put it's their own frame around it and re-uploaded it. I can't even remember how I found out. Like, I think YouTube helps in finding that sort of thing, but YouTube would give me the option of having that taken down. So, if it's my content that somebody else is posting, but I don't lose a whole lot of sleep over that sort of thing. No. Hey, old Mike, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Okay, how are we doing? 25-2. Hey, Kim, how are you? Good to see you. I made a vlog video, but it ended up being 17 minutes after editing. Is that too long? I don't want to bore people. Should I split it up to make a part 1 and a part 2? Thanks. I guess it depends on what you're talking about. I don't think 17 minutes is too long. The video that I made when I was sitting in that chair that went viral back in July was longer than that. It was 24 minutes. I was aiming for 15. And in my mind, that I tend to aim for around 15 minutes. I think that's a nice number, or 10 to 15 minutes. Anything longer than that, then I'd better be talking about something that people want to hear, right? So yeah, and also keep in mind, if it's a vlog type video, if things are happening and changing in the background, like if you're walking around and the scenery is changing, then that alone is something for people to look at, right? So that'll help people stick around and watch longer than they otherwise would. So no, again, it depends on what your video is about and how long you're just looking at the camera for, and how interesting it is, whatever it is you're talking about. But no, I don't think 17 minutes is too long at all. I've had successful videos that were 50 minutes long, but that was a specific topic that was about, like a how-to video. And I've had 30-minute videos where I'm just talking to the camera that have done well as well. So yeah, no, all over the map, really. It depends. All right. Looking for more questions. Is that a question for me? Do you like to code? If so, favorite programming language? No and no. I don't code. I'm not a coder. I used to. When I was like 12 years old, I used BASIC on my old Radio Shack TRS-80 computer that I had. Dad bought for me, for us, my brother and I. But yeah, no. And then I had to do some programming in university when I took engineering. But I think it was either Pascal or Fortran. I don't remember. I tried to learn Visual Basic at one point, and no, it's not for me. A little bit of PHP, I suppose. Anyways, we're getting off topic. I'm not a coder at all. Okay. Oh, Todd, I encourage you to make more Rob by the Sea and share your unique life experiences thus far. I haven't made a Rob by the Sea video in over a week. So as soon as I started that new channel, and I think there's 4 videos on there now. I think last I saw 185 subscribers, which is great. But what happened there is the first few I made were about retirement, and it didn't necessarily want the channel to be about retirement. So then I made one about like getting outside and exercising and stuff, and that video did poorly. And anyways, I think the people who have subscribed to that channel so far want more retirement type stuff. But anyway, probably within the next few days, I'm going to make another video and put it up there. But that's the second channel. That's if I'm done with what I'm doing with this channel. So this channel is my priority. And I'm going to put that video out, hopefully, again, tomorrow, the one I'm working on right now. And if not, it might have to be Thursday. But the plan right now is that video I'm working on tomorrow, and then another one, a walk and talk outside, which I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. I'll look at my list. I've got a lot of stuff on my list, and then I'll make one of those for Friday morning. That's my immediate plan. But that could change. Oh, hello, Barb. How you doing? Second that. Thankful to have found Rob. His channel really spurred me to start. Good luck. Good luck. You should start very soon. It's going well, Robert. How you doing? Okay. I have not tried AI to help code. Nope, I have not. I use ChatGPT, though, and I use it for help with titles, tags, and descriptions, and any other questions. You know what? Sometimes I get questions in the comments section about how to do something that I don't know the answer to. I'll go to ChatGPT, and I'll ask questions and get help there. Okay, here's a question. I heard about channels being hijacked. How do you prevent that from happening? Protect your login and password. One of the things that you can do is don't use, so the email address you use to log into your account should be different than the email address you give out to people if you want people to be able to contact you. Okay, so yeah, that makes it just that much harder for people to hack into your account. Other things, make sure 2-step verification is enabled. Yeah, stuff like that, and just be smart about clicking on links when you get links to things in emails, right? That's really all I can say about that. I don't. I should probably do a little more research on this kind of thing and make a video about that, but that's hopefully that's something that can help. Questions. Will it be a good idea to start from scratch? I mean, a new channel, if my current channel has very few views. Mine just has from 1 to 30 views per video, and it's 2 months old. It really doesn't matter. Like, you can start from scratch if you want, or not. The better way to answer that question is, what type of content do you want to make now? If you want to make content that's the same, or like the same niche as your existing channel, then just keep going with that channel. If you want to pivot and do something completely different, then start a new channel. But the number of views that you currently have on that channel, that doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. Here's a question. Adrian. Hello, Adrian. Is there an advantage to using an iPhone for a walk and talk as compared to a Pocket 3 or a small mirrorless camera? So my thoughts on this. Okay, so first of all, I don't have a Pocket 3. I've not tried one. They look good. The DJI, what is it? Osmo Pocket 3, I think it's called. Looks like a very capable camera, nice and light. So the things you want to think about when you're doing a walk and talk is if you're going to be holding your arm out like this, right, and holding something up like this. So yeah, it's at arm's length is typically where I hold it. If you're going to be holding something like that for 20 minutes, you want it to be relatively light, not too heavy. I find even the mirrorless camera, so this is one back here. This is the ZVE10. Okay, I just use this inside when I'm making videos in the chair over there. I'm going to use that later on tonight to finish that video. And the one I'm using here is an older version of that, the A6400. Even those I would find too heavy to hold out like that. So the Pocket 3 is an advantage over those because it's so much lighter. So that's a good thing. The iPhone, to me, is not very heavy. And the fact is, I have it with me all the time anyways. And when I started making my videos outside, I think the first one I made on the trail, I had just finished a run, and I had a thought in my head, and I thought, well, let's just make a video right now. I've got my phone, and I made a video. And I think I made 2, actually, while I was out that day. I have since went and got a mic, because I didn't have that mic with me. I just used the mic in here. But it was good enough. And this little thing here is not that heavy either. So these 2 things, to me, are not that heavy. The Pocket 3 would be even lighter. So that would be the advantage to using that. All of them do 4K 30, which is what I like to film in. So that's something too. So, but I guess the best way to answer your question is use what you have. Like if you have an iPhone, I wouldn't go out and get the Pocket 3. Unless your iPhone is older. So yeah, I can talk about that a little bit too. This iPhone has enhanced stabilization built in. It's the iPhone 16, but and that stabilization, I think the 14 was the first phone that had it, the 14 Pro Max that I had. It also had enhanced stabilization. So that's good. If you have an iPhone that's older than that and it doesn't have the enhanced stabilization, then you might want to look at, instead of this, maybe getting a gimbal that your phone can attach to, or look at getting the Pocket 3, because I think that has a gimbal built in. I think it has stabilization in it, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have one. But yeah, that's if you're out walking around. If you're walking around, it's good to have some kind of stabilization. Otherwise, your film is going to be all shaky. Now, you can fix that in some editing software like DaVinci Resolve. I don't think I can fix that in Camtasia. I don't think that's a thing. But again, I don't need to because I have it in the phone. And these mirrorless cameras don't have that either unless you get a lens that has it built in to the lens. But then that's even more weight you're adding, right? So again, for me, I'm not going to take my mirrorless cameras outside. They're just too heavy and I don't want to drop them. And I just like using them in the office here. So I hope that helped. Okay, looking for more questions. We're coming up on 2 hours. I got another 14 minutes, and then we'll stop this in about 14 minutes if you guys are okay with that, unless we finish up even sooner. What software programs can you use to spy on a computer? Keywords, monthly income, total subscribe? I don't know. I don't know. That's hacker type questions that I don't know the answer to. The niche I am going into, sign painting, sign writing, is very small with no channels making regular weekly content. Do you think this niche will be too small? No. Sign painting and sign writing. No, I don't. What I would suggest, though, is, and this may be what you were going to do, but this is the angle I like to take no matter what your channel is going to be about. So I'm just going to use your channel as an example. I wouldn't make a channel, unless you have another business, like a sign business that you're trying to promote through your YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Like, so in that case, YouTube is not your main thing. Your main thing is your sign business. You paint signs and you sell them or whatever. If that's the case, then what I'm about to tell you doesn't really apply. Then you can use YouTube to kind of promote that. That's fine. What was I going to say? Do I think it's too small? No. So what I would suggest, though, don't make videos of you showing your signs and just showing what you've done. You know, this is a sign I can make for you, or I've made this one, I can make one for you. This is another sign I made, you know, this is going to this company or whatever. Like just kind of show and tell type videos. They're not the best type of videos to make. What you would want to focus on is teaching other people how to do what you do. Okay, so people would be interested in not your finished product necessarily. They would be if they're interested in your business, right? And maybe they want to buy a sign from you. But if you want to grow your YouTube channel, teach people something. Teach people how to make those signs. How do you paint the signs? How do you prepare the sign before you paint it? How do you mix the paint colors? How do you clean up afterwards? You know, maybe show from start to finish the making of a sign, right? And then make that into a video. Make videos like that help other people who may want to start a sign business. Yes, they could potentially be your competition, but if you think that about the entire world being, you know, way bigger, especially like a sign business, to me that sounds like a local thing. Like you're maybe selling signs locally. I could be totally wrong, but you know, maybe somebody in a different city, in a different country might be interested in your methods. They would be a subscriber to your channel. So I would focus on that. And then as your channel starts to grow, try to branch out into new things. Like, you know, you can, different types of videos. Maybe you do a time-lapse video of making a sign from start to finish and you speed it up with music or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like just try to, and if those are the types of videos you make in the beginning, then maybe try, the new thing you might try is to make a different type of video that, I don't know, again, it's more of a how-to. This is how I do things. Or maybe how to run a sign painting business, right? Like how do you track your expenses? What expenses do you have? You know, things like that, like helpful things to help people who might be interested in what you do. Okay, so that would be my suggestion. That's kind of where my mind went right off the bat. And if you think the market is too small, that's when perhaps branching out and trying new things might help. So, like again, in my case, I was making videos on how to do things in Camtasia, which is a relatively small market. It's not the most powerful or the most popular video editing software. I'm starting to sweat. I'm getting warm. But there's a market for it. And I was making videos on it, and I was making good videos, but my channel wasn't growing as fast as I would have liked. So I tried something new, and I tried to think, okay, what else are my viewers interested in? Who are my viewers? And they were people who are editing video, making videos, screen capture videos, and typically for the company they work for, or the school where they teach, or because Camtasia is known for making good presentation type videos, demonstration videos, things like that. And most of the people watching my videos were people over 40. So I pivoted and I made a video on why I think people over 40 should start their own YouTube channel. So something a little bit different, but kind of targeted to my same audience. And that blew up, and that did really well, and it changed the direction of my channel. So you could do something similar. I don't know, maybe just hearing that story might give you some ideas as to how you might be able to apply that, and maybe a way you might be able to pivot to something else down the road. But good question, though. I hope that helped. Barb says, consistency is key, as they say. Thank you. All best wishes to you. I think you were talking to somebody else here. To us all, especially us Gen Xers, we've got this. Yes, we do. Breathing noises, relatable. Your videos are very natural, and any minor imperfections just add to your authenticity. Some YouTubers are just too perfect and over-edited. Yeah, I think the authentic type videos are they are more popular now than ever. I think people are looking for that. Less editing. You've gone off track? I go off track all the time. Yeah, I thought some might be interested in the way I edit. Yeah, everybody does things a little bit differently. Just thinking about you really have to plan a video, like especially if you want to be switching locations here and there all through the video. It's good if you can film all of what you want to say from one location all in one shot. So to do that, I had to plan out the entire video and make all my notes. I filmed all the different months, going through all the graphs and stuff all in one take, and that was like a 40-minute video, but I cut all that down to like, I think 18 minutes, and then the part out by the snow is going to be another, 5 minutes or so, and then parts about the chair, another 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm probably getting close to 30 minutes is what that video is going to be, but it's fun. It's fun. We'll see how it does. Hey, Joyful, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay. So funny, you have a 25-year-old and I'm 25, watching you like any other channel. Isn't that fun? Yeah. I think the average age, I can look that up. Who's watching? Where do I go for that? Dashboard, analytics, audience. Scroll down. Oh, heck, why don't I show you guys this? Of course. I'm just doing my own thing now, but I should be showing you guys this. Here's my YouTube studio, and all I did is I went to analytics here and then audience, and this is last 28 days. So in the last 28 days, there's all kinds of stuff you can learn here. Why is that there? Click off that. I don't like how, there we go. Okay, so the last 28 days, where are we? Here we go. 77% of people who watched my videos in the last 28 days are not subscribed. 23% are. I find this one interesting. Device type. 40% of the people watching my videos watch my videos on a mobile phone. 27% watch on a TV, 26% on a computer, 6% on a tablet. Interesting. Age and gender, 30% of you are female, 70% of you are male in the last 28 days. And then the age range, it looks like 45 to 54-year-olds are the largest group, and then 35 to 44, and then 55 to 64, and then 25 to 34. That's interesting. Wow, almost half of you are from the United States, which is interesting. I'm in Canada. And Canada is only third on the list. 7.2% from the UK, 7.1% from Canada. India and Australia are the next two. And for any of these, you can click to see more. What happens there? There we go. You can see it by day, right? And each one is a country. So, and you can check one off, Canada and the US. We just want to look at those two. Let's say United States, Australia. Anyways, interesting. You can click that off. And then subtitles, how people are looking at the videos with subtitles on or off. So 80% don't use subtitles, 16.6% are using English, and then you can see more, you can click on more, and the numbers get very low. But you can see, what languages people are watching your videos in, which is handy. So anyways, thought you might find that interesting. And if you didn't know that you could look up that information, now you do. Okay, good question. For your own information, at what point is something considered viral? So it's a very subjective term. And it's funny. So for instance, when I talked to Maggie yesterday, we talked about the fact that a few months earlier, I think it was 4 months ago, she made a video that basically talked about the fact that she had a video go viral. And I looked at the videos she made before that video, and the one that had the most views, it was something like 7,000 views after her current video went viral. So my point is, at that time, she had a video that had something less than 7,000 views, and to her, that was a viral video. And to her, that was, right? Basically, if a video does way better than anything you've done before, it's a viral video, okay? And you can basically, kind of the way it works, what I've noticed is if you make a video that does way better with your existing subscribers in the first day or so than your average videos do, then YouTube will notice that. And when I say does way better, I'm talking about click-through rate, how much of the video people are watching, how much they're commenting and liking and interacting, right? If all those metrics are better than normal, in the first day or so, which is mainly only shown to your subscribers, then YouTube will take notice of that. So, oh, this must be a good video. Let's try it on some other people. And they'll push it, they'll start showing it to, impressions to more people who are similar to the people who have already watched your video, but they may not be subscribers of yours. And then they're going to test them. How are they liking this video? And if they really like it, then YouTube will go, wow, this really must be a good video. Let's try it on a whole bunch more people. And if that just keeps passing those tests one after another, and your views just start going up and up and up like that, viral video. So again, I understand your question though, but there's no real way to answer that because the numbers are going to be different for everybody depending on where you're at. So like what I said in the video I'm making for tomorrow, if you're used to getting 100 views in your first day, and then all of a sudden you got 1,000 views, and day 2 you got 5,000 views, viral video. How long is it going to stay viral? Who knows? Mine that went in the summer, I think after about a week it started to come down, but then it had another little spike 2 weeks later, and then it kind of leveled off again. So, I mean, it's different. And every video is its own little engine. And YouTube is measuring how it's doing all the time. It also is affected by what people are talking about, what's trending, right? So there's so many different factors. But yeah, if you notice one of your videos doing much better than your typical video, And if you look at your stats and your audience and you see that there's a lot more new viewers watching your videos than returning viewers, then that's a good sign that you might have a viral video on your hands. So I hope that helped. Okay, I better quickly go through, see if I have any other questions. Going to have to wrap this up. Oh, here's a quick question. I have a plastic lens protector for my camera on my phone. Will that interfere? I wouldn't think so. Make sure it's clean. But other than that, I think that'd be fine. It should not affect the quality. No. Again, unless it's dirty and there's smudges on it. Make sure it's clean, and then you should be good. Not a fan of the AI translation. I much prefer to read subtitles. Very good. Yep. And but they're also good at generating. I guess the subtitles that YouTube generates automatically, the accuracy of those subtitles will depend on the clarity of the original audio. Okay, so if the clarity of the audio is nice and clear, YouTube is going to do a better job at transcribing and making those subtitles. But if you're concerned about that, you can make your own subtitles, absolutely, and upload them to YouTube. Made me laugh. I speak Texan. I have to turn captions on for proper English sometimes. I spoke Texan when I opened up this video. I said, tell me where y'all are from. And as soon as I typed it, I tried to figure, how do you type y'all? Y''ALL. Anyway, I think that's a southern U.S. thing. It makes me think of Texas and the southern states. Captions don't understand you as being Appalachian. Okay. Oh, you like the ChatGPT video? Awesome. Good. I use it all the time. All the time. I used ChatGPT to help make the ChatGPT video. How's that? So I have things that I use it for, but I knew there were other things. There's other ways ChatGPT can be used other than what I use it for. So I asked ChatGPT, what else could I be using you for as a YouTube creator? And it gave me a whole bunch of choices, and I picked the ones I wanted to talk about and made the video. So yeah, I use it all the time. Yes, Newfoundland, Canada has an Irish-sounding accent, so I know where you're coming from. DJI action cams have great stabilization too. Awesome, good to know. I did not know that. You're an Android girl. I have a Note 20 that films in 8K. Holy cow. Is there a reason everybody prefers iPhone over Android? Well, I can only speak for myself, but I've used an iPhone since the version 3, and I'm just used to it. So, but I mean, I've even heard that some Samsung phones, Android, have even better cameras than on the iPhone. So, and what I said in a recent video that I made, even if your phone is like 10 years old, so again, I'm talking about the iPhones. The iPhone, what number was it? I forget what it, but I know it was released in 2015. An iPhone from 2015, the camera in that, as long as you don't get into like really low light situations, but outside in the daylight is perfectly fine. It does 4K, 30 frames per second. You can make fantastic videos. And I know I've heard before that Samsung even has a better camera. Now, I don't know what models or whatever, I don't know, but I would say at this point, any phone, Android, well, I shouldn't say any phone because I know there's probably some cheap ones out there too, but I believe that any Samsung or iPhone that's within the last 10 years is perfectly fine for making videos. I personally like the iPhone. One of the things I love about it is the fact that I also use a Mac for my computer, and I can airdrop my videos from my phone to my computer. And that's wirelessly, it's easy peasy. I love that. Without that, I would have to, I guess you could plug it in to a computer and then open up File Manager or Finder if you're on a Mac and drag it over. But I just love AirDrop. Love it. Okay. Dieppe, New Brunswick. Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. Cool. I used to have, well, my parents, when I was a kid, we had a cottage very close to, no, not Dieppe. Okay, well, Moncton. When I was a kid, I lived in Riverview, New Brunswick for a time until like grade 8. Grade 8, we moved to Halifax. Okay, any other questions here? Oh, here's a question. Kate, how you doing, Kate? Good to see you. Does procrastination ever affect you? If yes, how do you overcome it? It's not as big an issue anymore, but yes, it has. It has in the past. How do I overcome it? That's a hard one. When I procrastinate, what I end up usually doing is I'll open up YouTube and I call it research, but I'll look at YouTube videos, watch some YouTube videos, or I'll read the news or sports, see how my Lions are doing. But how to overcome it? For me, if I can get up early in the morning and I know I have a full day ahead of me that I don't have to do anything else except what I want to get done that day, that helps me a ton. And when I say early, I'm talking 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. I'll get up, and if I have the day to myself, to me that's huge. If I know I have to be somewhere in 2 hours and I only have a defined amount of time to get something done, I find that harder to get things done. I might as well just kind of pack it in and just get ready to go wherever I'm going. But yeah, that's what I do. I get up early and get started early. I guess that would be my answer to that. Which Camtasia should I buy, and does it have AI to help edit videos for me because I don't do good editing? P.S. I'm watching on TV but chatting on the phone. 43 and male. Very good. There is only one Camtasia version, but you can get it with Audiate if you want, or with assets if you want, like B-roll and all that stuff. I just have the main version, Camtasia, and it does anything I want it to. As far as AI to help edit videos, I guess the only AI thing I've used in Camtasia would be the background remover. That's kind of cool, but I haven't used that actually in many months. So yeah, I don't get into that kind of thing. You may be talking about like automatically being able to remove ums and ahs and things like that. I think if you get the Audiate version, you might be able to get into that, but that's not something I've tested. I like the control of doing that stuff manually anyways, but maybe that's just me. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? I think I'm just about to the bottom here. Oh, here we go. David, okay. Question, are you on YouTube full-time? How was the transition? Pretty much full-time. I guess transition was fine. I've been working for myself for many years, like 25 years, and I've done various things over the years. For the last 5-6 years, I was a full-time, lost the word. What's the word? Freelancer on Fiverr. Making a full-time income there. And I've slowly kind of wound that down as I ramp this up, this YouTube thing. And I'm spending more and more of my time with this. And my thinking behind that was Fiverr was awesome. I was editing videos for people. I was adding subtitles for videos and making good living with that. And it was fun. But I was thinking to myself, you know what? Like at some point, I don't want to be trading my time for money like this forever, like until I'm 95 or whatever. And I would like to move more into teaching other people how to do these sorts of things. And that meant getting into YouTube. So that's 4 or 5 years ago. That's when I started researching on YouTube. But it's only been this last year that I got monetized, and now I can kind of see where things are going, and I'm starting to get courses made available. Actually, I've got to get back to that, because I want to there's one I'm working on for February, and building that side of the business up. in addition to the YouTube side. So the transition, how's it going? I would say it's fun. You have to have the right mindset to be able to do this. And by this, I mean work for yourself. And you have to be disciplined, which I am. Again, it's been 25 years since I worked for anybody else. And I didn't love working for a boss, and I had other interests. So at the time, I started a side business of actually making websites for small businesses, of all things, back in 2000. I was making websites. Then I got into web hosting, and then I got into making tutorial videos, and then teaching other people how to make tutorial videos is kind of what this morphed into. So I've done a lot of different things over the last several years, but it's all been fun. So transition's still going, and it's going good. I think I better stop it there, folks. I hope I've answered pretty much all the questions. If you have any other questions and I didn't get to yours today, you can drop it in the comments below. As soon as this live is done, you'll be able to leave a comment below. Look for my video, hopefully tomorrow morning at 9. That's when I'm targeting, but I'm going to get back to that video as soon as this is over, after I get something to eat. And I hope it's ready for tomorrow, if not Thursday morning. But yeah, that, and then maybe a video on Friday, maybe one on Monday, but I'll be back here on Tuesday for a live stream next week. So yeah, any other questions, leave a comment below, or comment on any of my other videos. When I take breaks from editing, I go into the comments and I start answering comments. That's kind of the way I do things. So thanks again for stopping in today. Oh, one last thing, I should always mention this. I never mentioned it in the beginning, but if you want some free stuff, I got, links in the description below. So there's a free stats tracker you can download, which you're going to see a lot of that in the video I'm about to put out. You can download that and use it yourself. There's a free getting started guide, kind of shows you almost like a checklist as to what I do, how do I make my videos. Check out the courses I have on offer. What else? Creators Cove, if you're not a member, you can sign up for free down below. And that's a whole bunch of us, over 40 people, some of us over 50, in there helping each other out with answering questions and stuff like that. So nice little community we're building there. But yeah, that said, thanks guys for stopping in today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next week. All right, guys. Cheers. And I can never find the finish button, the end button. There we go.